Book 11, Mind to Hermes. Since people have said many contradictory things of all sorts about the universe and God, I have not learned the truth. Make the truth plain to me, Master. It is you alone on whom I may depend to reveal it. Mark my words, then, Hermes Trismegistus, and remember what I say. I will not hesitate to speak what occurs to me. Hear how it is with God and the universe, my child. God, eternity, cosmos, time, becoming. God makes eternity. Eternity makes the cosmos make time. Time makes becoming. The essence, so to speak, of God is the good, the beautiful, happiness, wisdom. The essence of eternity is identity. Of the cosmos, order. Of time, change. Of becoming, life and death. But the energy of God is mind and soul. The energy of eternity is permanence and immortality. Of the cosmos, recurrence and counter-recurrence. Of time, increase and decrease. Of becoming, quality and quantity. Eternity, therefore, is in God, the cosmos in eternity, time in the cosmos, and becoming in time. And while eternity has stood still in God's presence, the cosmos moves in eternity, time passes in the cosmos, but becoming comes to be in time. The source of all things is God. Eternity is their essence. The cosmos is their matter. Eternity is the power of God, and the cosmos is eternity's work. But the cosmos has never come into being. It comes to be forever from eternity. Therefore, nothing in the cosmos will ever be corrupted, for eternity is incorruptible, nor will it pass away since eternity encloses the cosmos. But the wisdom of God, what is it? The good and the beautiful, and happiness and all excellence and eternity. Eternity establishes an order, putting immortality and permanence into matter. The becoming of that matter depends from eternity, just as eternity depends from God. Becoming in time, whose natures are twofold, exist in heaven and on earth. In heaven they are changeless and incorruptible, but on earth they change and become corrupt. And God is the soul of eternity. Eternity is the soul of the cosmos. Heaven is the soul of earth. God is in mind, but mind is in soul, and soul is in matter. Yet all these exist through eternity. Inwardly, a soul full of mind and God fills this universal body in which all bodies exist, but outwardly, soul surrounds the universe and brings it to life. Outwardly, the universe is this great and perfect living thing, the cosmos. Inwardly, it is all living things. Above in heaven, soul persists in its identity, but on earth below it changes what it comes to be. Eternity holds all this together, either through necessity or providence, or nature, or whatever else anyone believes or will believe. This universe is God producing his energy, but God's energy is an unsuperable power, not comparable to anything human or divine. Therefore, Hermes, you should not suppose that anything below or anything above is like God, since you would stray from the truth. Nothing is like the unlike, the one and the only. Nor should you suppose that God gives up his power to anyone else. Besides him, is there any maker of life and immortality and change? What else might he do but make? God is not idle, else everything would be idle, for each and everything is full of God. Nowhere in the cosmos nor in any other living thing is there idleness. Said of the one who makes or of the one who comes into being, idleness is an empty word. Everything must come to be, always and according to the inclination of place. The one who makes exists in all things, not firmly fixed or making in any particular thing, but making all things. Because he is an energetic power, his autonomy does not come from the things that come to be. Those that come to be exist by his agency. Through me, look out on the cosmos set before your gaze and observe its beauty carefully. A body undefiled, than which nothing is more ancient, always in its prime and young, and yet even more in its prime. And see the 7 worlds spread out below, marshaled in eternal order, each completing eternity in a different circuit. See how everything is full of light, yet nowhere is there fire? The attracting and combining among things contrary and unlike became light shining down from the energy of the God who is Father of all good, ruler and commander of the whole order of the 7 worlds. Coursing ahead of them, all is the moon, nature's instrument, transforming the matter below, and in the midst of the universe is the earth, the nurse who feeds terrestrial creatures, settled in the beautiful cosmos like sediment. Look at the multitude, how great it is, of immortal living beings and of the mortal, and in between the two, the immortal and the mortal, the circling moon. All things are full of soul and are all moved, some around heaven, others about the earth. Those on the right do not go left, those on the left do not go right. Those above do not go below, nor do those below go above. That all of them have come to be, dearest Hermes, you no longer need to learn from me. For they are bodies and they have a soul, and they are moved, but body and soul cannot join in a single being without someone to bring them together. Such a one must exist, then, and must be one in all respects. Since motions are many and diverse and bodies are dissimilar, while one speed has been ordained for all of them, there cannot be 2 makers or more than 2. If there are many, one order cannot be kept. The consequence of plurality is envy of the better. I will explain. If there were a second maker of living things mortal and subject to change, he would long to make immortal beings as well, as the maker of immortals would wish to make mortals. Look, if there are 2, and if matter is one and soul is one, which of them will supply the making? Or if both supply it, which has the greater part? Think of it this way. Every living body, both immortal and mortal, reasoning and unreasoning, is composed of matter and soul. For all living bodies are ensouled. The non-living, on the other hand, consist of matter by itself. Soul, likewise coming by itself from the Maker, is the cause of life, but the one who makes the immortals causes all life. How, then, is he not also the maker of the mortal living things that differ from the immortals? How can an immortal being who makes immortality not make what is possessed by the living things? Clearly, there is someone who makes these things, and quite evidently he is one, for soul is one, life is one, and matter is one. But who is this someone? Who else but the one God? To whom, if not God alone, might it belong to make ensouled living things? God is one, then. How entirely absurd, since you have agreed that the cosmos always one, and the sun is one, the moon one, and divinity one. Do you propose to number God himself among them? God makes everything. In a God who is many, you have the ultimate absurdity. And why is it a great accomplishment for God to make life and soul and immortality and change when you yourself make so many such things? You see and you speak and you hear. You smell and touch, walk about and think and breathe. It is not as if one sees, another hears, another speaks, and someone else touches, someone else smells, walks about, thinks and breathes. One person does all these things. In another sense, things on high cannot happen without God. Just as you are no longer a living being if you are idle at your affairs, so if God is idle, he is no longer God, though it is not right to say so. If it has been proven that you cannot be without making something, how much truer is this of God? For if there is something that God does not make, he is imperfect, though it is not right to say so. But if God is perfect and not idle, then he makes everything. Give me just a moment, Hermes, and you shall quickly understand that God's work is one thing only, to bring all into being, those that are coming to be, those that have once come to be, those that shall come to be. This is life, my dearest friend. This is the beautiful. This is the good. This is God. If you want to understand it from experience, notice what happens to you when you wish to beget. It is not like the work of God. God takes no pleasure in his work, nor does he have assistance in it. Working alone, he is in his work eternally, since he is what he makes. If they were parted from it, all things would collapse. Of necessity, all would die, since there would be no life. But if all are alive and life is also one, then God too is one. Again, if all things are alive, those in heaven and also those on earth, and if life is one for all of them, It comes to be by God's agency, and it is God. All things come to be by the agency of God, then, and life is the union of mind and soul. Eternity, therefore, is an image of God. The cosmos is an image of eternity, and the sun is an image of the cosmos. The human is an image of the sun. Death is not the destruction of things that have been combined, but the dissolution of their union. They say that change is death because the body is dissolved and life passes on to the unseen. Hear me devoutly, my dearest Hermes, when I say that the cosmos and the things said to be dissolved in this manner are changed because each day a part of the cosmos becomes unseen. But they are by no means dissolved. These are the passions of the cosmos, swirlings and concealments. The swirlings is a return and the concealment a renewal. The cosmos is omniform. It does not have forms inserted in it, but changes them within itself. Since the cosmos came to be as omniform, who can have made it? Let us not call him formless. But if he too is omniform, he will be like the cosmos. What if he has one form? In this respect, he will be less than the cosmos. What do we say he is, then, so as not to bring our discourse to an impasse? For there can be no impasse in our understanding of God. Therefore, if he has any structure to him, it is of one structure, incorporeal. That does not yield to appearances. And he reveals all structures through bodies. Do not be surprised at the notion of an incorporeal structure, for it is like the structure of a word. Mountain ridges seem to stand out high in pictures, but in reality they are absolutely smooth and even. Be mindful of what I am saying, something rather daring, but also quite true. Just as a human cannot live apart from life, neither can God exist without making the good. For in God, this making is life and movement, as it were, moving all things and making them live. Some things that I say need special attention. Consider what I am saying now. All things are in God, but not as lying in a place, for place is also body, and body is immobile, and what is lying somewhere has no movement. In incorporeal imagination, things are located differently. Consider what encompasses all things, that nothing bounds the incorporeal, that nothing is quicker nor more powerful. Of all things, the incorporeal is the unbounded, the quickest, and the most powerful. Consider this for yourself. Command your soul to travel to India, and it will be there faster than your command. Command it to cross over to the ocean, and again it will quickly be there, not as having passed from place to place, but simply as being there. Command it even to fly up to heaven, and it will not lack wings. Nothing will hinder it, not the fire of the sun, nor the ether, nor the swirl, nor the bodies of the other stars. Cutting through them all, it will fly to the utmost body. But if you wish to break through the universe itself and look upon the things outside, if indeed there is anything outside the cosmos, it is within your power. See what power you have, what quickness. If you can do these things, can God not do them? So you must think of God in this way, as having everything, the cosmos, himself, the universe, like thoughts within himself. Thus, unless you make yourself equal to God, you cannot understand God. Like is understood by like. Make yourself grow to immeasurable immensity, outleap all body, outstrip all time, become eternity, and you will understand God. Having conceived that nothing is impossible to you, consider yourself immortal and able to understand everything, all art, all learning, the temper of every living thing. Go higher than every height and lower than every depth. Collect in yourself all the sensations of what has been made, of fire and water, dry and wet, to be everywhere at once, on land and sea, in heaven. Be not yet born, be in the womb, be young, old, dead, beyond death. And when you have understood all these at once, times, places, things, qualities, quantities, then you can understand God. But if you shut your soul up in the body and abase it and say, I understand nothing, I can do nothing, I fear the sea, I cannot go up to heaven, I do not know what I was, I do not know what I will be, then what have you to do with God? While you are evil and a lover of the body, you can understand none of the things that are beautiful and good. To be ignorant of the divine is the ultimate vice, but to be able to know, to will, and to hope is the straight and easy way leading to the good. As you journey, the good will meet you everywhere and will be seen everywhere, where and when you least expect it, as you lie awake, as you fall asleep, sailing or walking, by night or by day, you speak or keep silent, for there is nothing that is not. And do you say, God is unseen? Hold your tongue. Who is more visible than God? This is why he made all things, so that through them all you might look on him. This is the goodness of God. This is his excellence, that he is visible through all things, for nothing is unseen, not even among the incorporeals. Mind is seen in the act of understanding. God is the act of making. Up to this point, O Trismegistus, these matters have been revealed to you. Consider all the rest in the same way, on your own, and you will not be deceived.